G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, we've got a magnificent sunrise this morning up here at Port Stephens. I'm up here on Mount Tomaree, believe it or not, and it's a glorious winter's day. As you can see, there's a little bit of a breeze blowing, but it's on the western side of this mountain. So I'm on the eastern side, so I'm protected. So you may be able to hear the breeze behind me, but the beauty is that I can stand here on the cliff edge, see the sunrise, and be basking in the early morning sun, which is just beautiful. What I want to do today is take you on a book summary journey, and I've got a book here entitled The Myth of a Strong Leader by Archie Brown. An interesting name, Archie Brown, where he talks about the myth of the strong leader. So let's learn something new about leadership. It's a book on management, it's a book on leadership style. And I guess the theme of this book is to suggest and to reinforce the fact that people may appear to be strong leaders, but they are actually supported and surrounded by strong people who enable them. People who are enablers to make the figurehead look a lot more powerful and stronger than what they actually are. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are as a leader. If you're not surrounded and supported by a good team, then you're gonna have some problems and some major challenges going forward. So the author kicks off with a quote, and the quote from this book is as follows: "A leader who loses the confidence of a large proportion of senior colleagues can hardly survive in a democracy." So to be a strong and a good leader, you basically need to have a lot of people who want you to be there and who want you to succeed. It's not enough. I guess the point that we're trying to make here is it's not enough for you alone to want to succeed and to be a great leader, but you need other people around you to also want that as well. And we can see that with politics here in Australia all the time, how leaders are there for a while, and once they stop performing, once there's a loss in confidence in their abilities, then they're very, very quickly shafted. So the author then goes on to talk about a few things, and there are three key points to come out of this book. The first point is that the way we as a society view good political leadership is fundamentally flawed. And why? Why do you think it would be fundamentally flawed? Because a lot of people think that the leader is the person who makes all the decisions, has all the intelligence, and guides all the decisions, and makes all the decisions. But at the end of the day, the important thing to understand is that in a democracy, in a Western democracy, like we have here in Australia, in England, and in America, the political leaders are surrounded by teams of advisors, by teams who are supporting them. And at the end of the day, the leader is simply the figurehead who delivers the message. Some people call them puppets, but that's a negative nuance. It's a negative way of seeing a leader. A leader is the one who works with his team, delegates responsibilities to their team, and then the vocal, the point, the talker, who's able to clearly articulate to the public and to others what the outcome is. But what happens is that in Western democracies, what happens is that the media seems to hyper-focus is a new word, which I like. They hyper-focus on the person at the top rather than on the inner workings of the group and of the team and of the machine that works behind the scenes to make the decisions and to govern the society and the community. But what happens is that, on the other hand, you've got leaders who are showmen or show people, show women, and they leverage this thirst that the media has for celebrity, and they try, of course, to appeal to this idea, especially when elections are around, where they can leverage and make the most of their personality, of their charisma to, I guess, generate more votes. So the reality is that there is a team behind each leader that are making decisions, but the fantasy is that the leader is the one doing everything with a magic wand, so to speak. So the bottom line is that given people love fantasy and they love believing in fantasies, we have this misconception that we need a strong-willed person at the top running the country, which means that society is increasingly being pushed towards totalitarianism, where they actually start to believe the bullshit that the media pumps us up with, that the leader is indeed all-powerful and all-encompassing. I guess the thread of that was with Donald Trump, where I guess he took it to the extreme and the media actually got scared of the fact that you can have one person who is so dominant in politics that can cause so many challenges to those around them. But we go on to the next point, the next formal point in this book, where the author then talks about leadership. And he says that good leaders should also be modest. Great leaders should also be modest and know when to listen and how to help others do a good job around them. So once again, leaders need to be modest in order to survive, which allows them to take constructive criticism and be better at negotiating with other political figures. Because nobody wants a bully. Nobody wants to be bullied. Nobody wants to be part of a team that is characterised by people at the top being bullies. Well, what a difference it makes having some sun on the face. Oh, it's just so nurturing and beautiful. So we also need to understand that the reality is that no one person is good at everything. That's the reality of life. Even though the media, as we said before, wants to try and portray that we have leaders and people who are brilliant at everything, the reality is that no one person is good at everything. Yeah? No one person is good at everything, especially in the political sphere, because people need to specialise in various portfolios, and a great team is one where you've got a leader who is respected and capable in their own right, who are the mouthpiece, who are able to understand, to conceptualise and to communicate the outcomes, but not the one running the show, because simply there isn't enough time and enough energy for one person to do the job of a couple of hundred, so to speak, and all of the support groups behind them. So the other thing that the author talks about here is that it's important that leaders are great listeners. They need to listen and to be surrounded by great people, a circle of advisors. And this is one of the strengths that Maggie Thatcher had. Believe it or not, Maggie Thatcher was very, very good at surrounding herself with great advisors who were great. They were great experts in what they did, and she was great at taking advice, but taking good advice from good people, where she was able to also read the public opinion and to be in touch with both the experts and the public opinion, as well as her experts being in touch with public opinion as well. So I guess another key point, key learning from this book is that we've got to be careful not to be surrounded by yes people, people who are just going to tell you the things that you want to hear as a leader, which could very easily bring you undone or bring us undone. And the last formal point to come out of this book on this magical morning is that some of the best leaders in history led with what is known as a collegial style of leadership. And I think Bob Hawke was one of these sorts of leaders. He was charismatic, but he wanted agreement across all political parties. So I forget what he used to call it. It'll come to me shortly. But started with C. Anyway, it'll come to me. So a collegial style of leadership is one where shared responsibilities and teaming with capable and talented ministers is the go. Rather than having one at the top, you've got lots of people working together, teaming together for the benefit of each other and the benefit of the community. So it's all about working and being able to shape your party, your group, so that they can work as a team and not to be the order giver, not to be the person giving all the orders, but the person listening, shaping, working and teaming with the key advisors and the experts in the area. Because at the end of the day, a democracy is where we can work together to share ideas and to accomplish a common goal which will deliver a common good, where all people are represented in an equal sort of fashion. So we need to listen. We need to be in touch with what's happening around us, and a leader that has those abilities is the one who's going to make the most, benefit or create the best outcomes. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As I said, I'm coming to you from the cliff face here at Mount Tomaree. It's my bolt hole. It's a beautiful place to be, regardless of where I stand. There are just expansive, awesome views across the Pacific Ocean. And on the other side there, if I go up the top, we've also got views of Port Stephens as well. It's whale season, it's winter, it's just a great time of year to be up here. I just love it. Not too many people, and an opportunity just to get away and chill out. So let me just go up the top here and just show you the other side. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And let's learn from this book that collegial style of leadership is by far the most productive. We don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to bully to be in a leadership position, but we want somebody who is smart enough and capable enough and has the charisma to work with people, to team with people, to get the best possible outcome and to represent us all across the board. And let the media live the fantasy that there is one person pulling doing all the shots and doing everything. And I think that's it. So thank you very much. I'll finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and let's stay focused and be teaming in our abilities and get the best out of each member of our family, of our friends, and out of each other. Take care, everybody. Yasas, and bye for now. Be like ya. Bye.